All right, buckle up because this isn't just a nostalgia trip. Going back to pixelated aliens and that iconic 8-bit soundtrack,
Right.
we're diving deep into Moon Patrol,
Yeah.
a game that didn't just land on our screens in 1982.
Mm,
It redefined what a side-scroller could be.
absolutely.
Think about it. You're in a packed arcade, the air thick with competition and the smell of popcorn. Then this buggy comes zipping across the screen,
Yeah.
smoothly gliding over craters with a sense of depth no one had really seen before.
It's true.
Why did Moon Patrol grab everyone's attention so fiercely?
Mm.
Let's find out.
Well, it wasn't just the visuals, though.
Mhm.
Those were revolutionary.
Yeah.
Moon Patrol hooked players with its deceptively strategic gameplay.
Okay.
You had to master more than just jumping and shooting.
Okay.
This was a game of timing terrain awareness and knowing your enemy.
Okay, so walk me through this.
Yes.
What made it so different from just, say, blasting asteroids in space?
We'll take those triorb crafts, for example.
Okay.
They were more than just another enemy to shoot.
Right.
These guys actually altered the terrain,
Oh, really?
dropping bombs that could completely change your route.
Wow.
You had to adapt on the fly, making split-second decisions about when to fire,
Oh, yeah.
dodge, or even use the terrain to your advantage.
You're right. It wasn't mindless blasting. You had to think ahead.
Right.
I remember those tense moments approaching a checkpoint, the timer ticking down.
And that checkpoint system was key.
Yeah.
Unlike games where you just started over,
Right.
Moon Patrol gave you these mini goals,
Okay.
these letters marking your progress.
Mm.
E, J, O, T, Z.
Uh-huh.
Reaching each one felt like a victory.
It did.
And pushing for a better time became an obsession.
Totally.
It was innovative for its time, paving the way for save systems we take for granted today.
It's funny how some things that seem basic now were groundbreaking back then. Kind of like the controls.
Yeah.
One joystick, 2 buttons.
Right.
Sounds simple, but
But at the time,
yeah.
it was a revelation.
Right.
Most arcade games use just one button. But Moon Patrol demanded more, forcing players to master jumping and firing independently.
Wow.
It was challenging, sure,
Right.
but it added a layer of depth and control that was unheard of in side-scrollers.
And then there's the visuals.
Yeah.
We've got to talk about the visuals.
Oh, absolutely.
It's what everyone remembers about Moon Patrol.
Absolutely. This is where Moon Patrol pulled off a technical feat.
Okay.
They took this concept of parallax scrolling, which had been done in simpler ways before,
Okay.
and perfected it.
Okay, but what does perfected even mean in this context? Help us non-programmers understand.
Think of it this way.
Yeah.
Imagine you're looking out a car window.
Okay.
The objects closest to you whiz by, while the distant mountains seem to move slowly.
Yeah.
That's the basic idea behind parallax scrolling.
Okay.
Moon Patrol used 3 layered backgrounds,
Wow.
all moving at different speeds to create this incredible illusion of depth.
So,
Suddenly, you weren't just playing on a flat screen. You were racing across a dynamic, living lunar landscape.
and it blew everyone's minds. It's easy to forget how revolutionary that was back in 82.
It's true.
But I remember seeing it for the first time and thinking, how is this even possible?
It was a monumental achievement for the time.
I bet.
The programming required to create this seamless, multi-layered scrolling effect with the limited processing power available was incredibly sophisticated.
Yeah.
It set a new standard for side-scrollers, proving that they could be so much more visually immersive.
It's wild to think about how influential it became. I mean, today we see parallax scrolling everywhere.
Everywhere.
From websites to mobile games.
Exactly.
I think almost become a standard design element.
Absolutely. And it all traces back to innovations like Moon Patrol.
Right.
But its legacy runs even deeper than just the visuals.
Okay.
This game sparked a chain reaction in the industry, inspiring developers to push the boundaries of what was possible in gaming. And you might be surprised to learn just how far its influence spread. You see, Moon Patrol wasn't content with just revolutionizing one genre.
Really?
It crossed over in ways you wouldn't expect.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about those innovative controls?
Yeah.
The checkpoint system?
Right.
And that smooth side-scrolling action?
Yeah, elements that felt so fresh and ahead of their time.
Well, those same elements, that DNA of Moon Patrol actually found its way into a whole other genre,
Yeah.
the beat-em-up.
Okay.
Think about games like Kung Fu Master Double Dragon, side-scrolling brawlers where you're fighting wave after wave of enemies.
Okay, I see where you're going with this, but those games have a totally different vibe.
Right.
One minute I'm dodging lunar craters, the next I'm punching ninjas in the face.
Yeah.
What's the connection?
The connection is the man behind the curtain,
Hmm.
Takashi Nishiyama.
Okay.
The creative force behind Moon Patrol went on to create Kung Fu Master.
What? No way.
He took those core gameplay elements,
Yeah.
the side-scrolling perspective,
Right.
the emphasis on timing and enemy patterns,
Yeah.
and applied them to a whole new type of game.
Well, hold on. I'm picking my jaw up off the floor. That's a wild connection I never would have guessed.
Yeah.
So are you saying that without Moon Patrol, we might not have had Kung Fu Master?
It's impossible to say for sure,
Right.
but the influence is undeniable.
Yeah.
Nishiyama's experience with Moon Patrol's innovative design undoubtedly shaped his approach to Kung Fu Master.
Wow.
He saw the potential for side-scrolling action in a different context
Yeah.
and helped birth a whole new genre in the process.
That's incredible. It really highlights how one game can have these ripple effects, inspiring creativity in unexpected ways. We often think of gaming in terms of sequels or direct inspirations,
Right.
but this is a whole other level of influence.
Exactly. And Kung Fu Master itself went on to become a legendary game,
Oh, yeah.
spawning countless sequels and imitators.
Totally.
So in a way, Moon Patrol's legacy extends far beyond just its own genre. It's woven into the fabric of gaming history through the games it inspired and the developers it influenced.
Okay, that is mind-blowing. Who knew that a game about driving a buggy on the moon could have such a profound impact on the world of video games? It's a reminder that innovation can come from anywhere,
Right.
and that sometimes the most unexpected connections are the most revealing.
Precisely. It's a testament to the power of creative vision and the interconnected nature of game design.
Yeah.
Moon Patrol wasn't just a game. It was a catalyst,
Mm-hmm.
pushing the boundaries and inspiring a generation of game developers.
It really puts things in perspective, doesn't it? Today, we're blown away by massive open worlds and photorealistic graphics, but Moon Patrol reminds us that sometimes the simplest concepts can be the most groundbreaking.
It's true. There's a certain elegance to those classic arcade games.
Yeah.
They had to grab your attention
All right.
and keep you hooked with tight gameplay, innovative mechanics,
Yeah.
and pure fun.
Right.
And Moon Patrol nailed it on all fronts.
It makes you wonder, though, what if Moon Patrol were released today?
Hmm.
What would a modern take on this classic look like?
Now, that's an exciting thought. Imagine this. Those iconic buggies. But now with customizable parts and weapons,
Oh, cool.
maybe you could upgrade your engine for insane speed boosts or equip a plasma cannon to obliterate those alien obstacles.
Oh, I like where you're going with this. And instead of just a lunar landscape, we could have different planets to explore,
Oh, wow, yeah.
each with its own unique terrain challenges and enemy types.
Right.
Lava flows on Mercury, zero-gravity zones on Mars.
Exactly. And imagine the possibilities for multiplayer.
Oh, yeah.
Team up with friends online, coordinating your attacks and racing through checkpoints.
That'd be awesome.
Or maybe even a competitive mode where you battle it out in a race to the finish line,
Okay.
using power-ups and environmental hazards to sabotage your opponent.
See, this is what I love about these deep dives.
Yeah.
We're not just reminiscing about old games.
Right.
We're sparking new ideas.
Yeah.
Exploring the possibilities of what these classics could be in a modern gaming landscape.
It's the beauty of a game like Moon Patrol.
Totally.
It captured our imaginations back then,
Yeah.
and it continues to inspire us today.
It's true.
Who knows? Maybe someone listening right now will take these ideas and create the next evolution of this iconic game.
And wouldn't that be something? So to all our listeners out there, we leave you with this. If you could design the ultimate Moon Patrol experience for today's gamers, what would it look like? What new worlds would you explore? What kind of high-octane buggy battles would you create? Let your imagination run wild because, as Moon Patrol taught us, even a simple trip to the moon can lead to an unforgettable adventure.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive into Moon Patrol.
It's been a blast.
We hope you enjoyed this journey through gaming history and maybe even spark some inspiration for your own gaming adventures.
Absolutely.
Till next time, keep exploring
Keep playing.
and never underestimate the power of a classic.